That's I'm Adrian from the Spike. It's nice to finally get to interview you. I mean, in could be better circumstances. I mean, I'm sorry about the loss, first of all.
Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to know first off, like, what do you think? You know, it's a pretty slight question, but what do you think went wrong with that series?
And that's also a discussion that I would like to have.
Let me think then. So on Breeze, I think they had a pretty good game plan. They abused the Outlaw with Durka. He was getting a lot of value from that. And then I think with their retakes B, they managed to get too many retakes on it. And our positions weren't getting much value with that. So I think that was one big thing. And then I think when it came to Haven, I think we just lost too many stupid rounds. I think we had the ball in a pretty good place, and I think if we won that map, we go to Lotus and we're looking like in like we're ready to win. And I just think it's those, we haven't had a high stakes game in a while with the group stages, and I think like it got to me personally, and then obviously some of the other boys as well. I think there was a lot on the line, obviously, to want to qualify, and and to avoid the lower bracket. But now it's happened. It is what it is, and we just got to go on and grind through.
We've seen Fnatic go through so many, lower brackets and come out triumphant. So, I mean, me personally, as a fan, I'm not worried at all. No, but yeah, you mentioned how, like, they kind of got to you a little bit, and especially on Breeze, there was a snippet of voice comms on the second pistol where it kind of seemed that like everyone was like super deflated. So I was just wondering, like, in moments like those, what do you or what does the team kind of, what's the protocol trying to bring that back up?
I mean, the only way you can bring up the deflation is by winning rounds. Like I felt like our comms are probably still fine, the energy is still fine, but it's really hard to like obviously ride away, find that momentum when you're not winning anything. And I think that's why the comms might seem a bit deflated there. But I think also it was just, we just couldn't aim wasn't connecting. They played it pretty well, the Breeze, to be fair. So it's maybe a bad pick by me in the end. It goes against my rule of like picking Breeze. I never picked Breeze back in the day because it's a random map. I thought with the new tube, with the lurk of the tunnel bit gone, like I thought it might be less random, more protocols, but it looks like it could be it's a hard map to go into.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with Fnatic for like since the beginning. It's like I've never seen like you guys pick Breeze like ever. It's always been like the permaban. So I was like, yo, like what's going on here?
Yeah, it's been looking good for us in practice. Maybe we haven't been challenged enough with these kind of lurky plays and like the fakes and prods and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a bit sad. Yeah, a bit sad because we could have done a lot better today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, another thing that like I kind of wanted to touch on after you mentioned like just kind of them getting to you again. Like, obviously, there's a super like viral clip of Nats from Kickoff going like, "Yo, I'm gonna like hunt Boaster down," and like and obviously like people say that you're one of the best IGLs of all time and like that you enable all your players, but then so the kind of path to getting to beat Fnatic is to get through you.
Yeah.
How do you think like have you tried to kind of develop strategies against that, like kind of mentally, like throughout the years, like especially like you've competed for so many years?
I mean, normally it's like on defense, I don't like to anchor places if I can help it because I'm much better as a support player than actually hard holding sites nowadays.
Yeah.
With all the utility flying in, but I don't mind obviously anchoring sometimes with some certain agents and some certain util. I just think like I worked on myself after Kickoff and the group stages. It's like the group stages we look good, but today just I wasn't on it today. I think the calls were actually like I felt like I couldn't do any other call on Breeze other than go B.
Go B
because it felt like they were playing weak B, and so we had to abuse that. We couldn't. It was difficult to call like, let's go A when I know there's going to be like 3 or 4 there. They were playing like retake B most of the time.
Yeah.
Except for that one round where they switched it up. So it's just it's a tough one. When their stuff is working, it's really hard to abuse the map. And yeah, I think to be fair, it's just about like trying to win as a team.
Yeah, for sure. Like rather than like putting all the blame on yourself as an individual.
Yeah, I think there are some rounds on this Haven night. It could have been a lot cleaner if I just closed them out.
Yeah.
The 4v2 when I had the Marshall.
It's all good, bro.
the smoke maybe wasn't a good idea from me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. But then like I guess like disregarding this loss, like you guys have had a really really stellar bounce back like from kickoff.
Yeah.
Just kind of wondering like what you did really like to kind of like you mentioned improve.
I think we just got our heads down and got to work. Started focusing on ourselves, and we weren't sure how we were going to play until obviously we started to play. And yeah, that's when we get the momentum going. Like we're scaling slowly. I just think today I think we'll be fine in the lower bracket.
Yeah,
I think we're going to give it our all and go out there with a bang. But I think we just got too flustered today, and it was comms weren't being relayed properly, or people weren't listening fully, and we were getting we were running into our own flashes, running into our own util, running into our own deaths kind of thing. So I think yeah, when we're going to bounce back from this for sure.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and like you again like talked about like just how like you've been you've kind of played off of anchoring sites a lot more because of like how the recent meta has been. And obviously you've been quite an I wouldn't say outspoken a critic of the meta, but with the neon nerfs like kind of and the shotgun nerfs finally coming into place, like what are your thoughts on all of that and kind of how the state of the game is going to go?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the neon nerfs. I don't think she was obviously very annoying and very oppressive. But I'm hoping maybe this movement speed thing will make her a bit annoying. Like if she gets shot, she might lose her speed a bit more. It stops people from doing that crazy bee hopping thing. It might actually end up not meaning anything, and she's still pretty busted. So it's really hard to know with the neon. But I just think the meta at the last year champs was it was pretty nice, but I think this meta is actually all right too. I don't mind it. It's harder. It's a bit more raw, but I think it's still fine. I just think it's not as fun as before. But then I'm a bit more like having you two and stuff.
Yeah. You're a bit more like of a I picture you more as like an Astra, kind of like looking all over the map.
Yeah, exactly. But this meta, I mean, I got used to it in group stage, and I thought it was pretty good. You know, we were looking all right on it, and so I don't mind it really. But it's just a tough one. But you just have to adapt, and then you end up liking it if you're good at it, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and kind of talk to me about like Seavoth, his second game. I mean, with Fnatic, especially like after like the amazing group stage you had, like everyone's been talking about how like Fnatic system is able to slot these just anyone in, seems like, and they can just perform on the day. Yeah, so just I was just kind of wondering about that system that you've built over the years, and why it's so easy for people to just be able to play instantly.
I think it's from like these sort of times where we play together and like we kind of grow together. The big focus is for us is that now we've got a loss with Seavoth. We know how it feels, and I think he might have a big realization when he's like, oh, what? Everyone's kind of fine with the idea of like losing, because I think the biggest competitors, the most successful competitors, are able to bounce back after certain rounds lost, after certain other losses and stuff. And so I just think we'll bounce back. I mean, the goal is still to get to London and then to win this the season. Sure. But I think we need, like I said, it's been a while since we had a high stakes game, and I think, to be fair, Seavoth did all right. I don't think he was necessarily a problem. I think it was just all of us we're a bit slow to start, and then obviously slow to finish.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Seavoth played great, to be fair. I think especially like with the circumstances he was in. No, but yeah, I think just to wrap this interview up, like I've got some fan questions, but the fan is actually me.
Yeah, go on then.
So I mean, we know that you're quite a big, BTS fan. What are your thoughts on the comeback?
Oh, the song. To be fair, I'm old school. I like Mic Drop. I like On. I like No You're So Bad. Fake Love. So that is my prime time BTS. I think the recent stuff, I've only heard of Swim, and there was one more I kind of listened to, which didn't actually sound too bad. It doesn't sound bad. It's not too shabby. I mean, it's very catchy, the Swim one, for sure. But I haven't actually given it a full listen to. Honestly, it's really hard to find time to listen to music when you're
really?
Kind of just grinding.
Do you guys not like? Well, I don't know. Do people play with music like during prac or like I don't know, like or ranked or?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no one plays music while we're pracking, and I'm pretty sure no one plays music while they're playing ranked. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been just all in for you like the past
Yeah,
however
it's
many
been
weeks.
non-stop. It's been non-stop.
Yeah.
Like we obviously really wanted to go to London, and really wanted to kind of bounce back and show a good run into this stage one and be the winners of it and stuff. So yeah, it's just been a pretty relentless 5 week, 6 week hustle.
Yeah, because I saw that some of the Fnatic boys went on a little trip or a holiday or something, and you kind of purposefully kind of chose to stay behind.
Yeah, there's Ascent was out, so I wanted to work on Ascent and make sure to get that down, and also I wanted to maintain some of my form because I hate taking breaks.
Yeah.
It's one of my I like a day break or 2 day break, but I'm not a big fan of like longer than that because things get forgotten, and one day is not the biggest thing. In like one day won't make a difference really, but in my head that one day could give us just an extra little rep on the map.
For sure. Um, but yeah. So how are you like? What are you gonna come off of this game? Like, how are you gonna prepare for the rest of the lower bracket?
I mean, we've lost now, so we've gotten that out of the way. The feeling of losing, and I think we just got to hustle through the lower bracket now. I'm not entirely sure how many games we need to win. It's either like 2 or 3
I think
to get to London.
think it's 2.
Yeah, so we're in a much better position than other teams are for sure. So we just got to keep the spirits high, and that's all we can do.
Yeah, for sure. And final question: like, what would qualifying to London like mean to you? Is it particularly special, or do you think it's kind of just it's another Masters tournament?
Well, it means I get to go home, which is great, and see family and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, to play in London. I remember the Face It London Major, and Smooya was playing there for Big Clan, and it was crazy, like them cheering for him. And so I like the idea of like obviously a UK representative in London.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not trying to force it too much or put too much pressure on myself. It's just it'd just be fun to go. I just want to make it to international events because we play pretty well in international events, and it seems like the rest of EMEA it isn't as they I don't know, they don't scale well, but we scale pretty well when we get into internationals. We just need to get there.
Yeah, and like I have full faith that you'll definitely get there. So yeah.
Believe to achieve.
Believe to achieve. Anyways,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
it's been
you.
an absolute pleasure. I mean, I've like I don't know if you remember like meeting, like I mean once Toronto, Paris, and then in London for the Fnatic for the off season tournament. So it's like pretty cool to finally.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a recognizable face.
I have a
I think.
recognizable
Yeah,
face. Okay. No, but yeah, it's really nice to finally be able to interview you.
yeah. Nice, thank
Yeah.
you.
And
I've
see you
got
in
a dip
London.
now. We got to have our team
Yeah,
debrief.
yeah, for sure.
All the best.
All the best, bro. Good luck.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.